Hey, welcome to our webinar here tonight. My name is Kirk Duncan, and welcome to a great conversation tonight as we talk about coaching, we talk about changing people's lives, and I am going to fill your notebook full of insights, steps, and training that's going to really help you take a big step forward. So I hope you have a pad of paper with you, or you're sitting next to your computer so you can take notes from this webinar tonight. I love doing webinars. I've been doing webinars now for, oh my goodness, for the last 3 years. Before that, I've been doing a lot of seminars, but I love sharing with you. I really do. I love sharing with you. I love bringing that to the table so you can get some insight, some help in what you're doing. Because when I first started out, I was looking for a lot of help. You know what I mean? And I didn't get a lot of it. And so I just now know, now that I've learned a lot, I've had a lot of experiences, I want to be the kind of person that gives back and also pays it forward. I love that part. So let's get everything tested here. So give me a heads up if the microphone and sound system is working by clicking the raise the hand button there at the bottom of your screen or on your Zoom bar. Oh, sweet. Okay, very good. All right, making sure that that works. I'll turn my video on here in just a moment. I just want to just hold tight here just about another 60 seconds. We'll get started. Again, welcome to the webinar tonight. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks. And actually, I've been trying to trim this down so it's not like a 4-hour webinar. Because it could be. I could definitely go for 4 hours. I got way too much to talk about. So I love talking about coaching. I love personal development, self-improvement. I just love this because it changed my life. I mean, it just absolutely woke me up and changed my life. How much I actually have an influence on what goes on in my life. I love it. So yes, bedtime for kids' bedtime, right, Marcy? I see your comment there. It's almost bedtime for kids here in about an hour. But hey, looking forward to sharing with you tonight. Make sure you have a pad of paper with you. Make sure that you are paying attention to what I'm showing you and teaching you, because it's going to layer upon itself, and it's just going to go step by step, and it's going to really paint a big picture for you about where you're at, what you can do to make a difference in people's lives and help you get organized at that next level. So again, welcome to tonight's webinar. Love it. Okay, so let's get started here. I see you guys are in the chat box. For those of you who are not in the chat box, go to the chat box and say hi. And you can just go to your Zoom bar control and you'll see a little thing that says chat. You can click on that, so it opens it up. And then you can see everybody saying hi and chit-chatting there in the chat box. Super good. Because sometimes I'll ask you questions and I'll be watching the chat to see your responses to it. And let me just ask a question. Let me just ask a question here. So in tonight's webinar, do I give you level 1 content or level 2 or level 3? So you got to tell me, you want level 1? Level 4? Wait a minute, Randy. Oh, we got level 10 from Marcy. You guys, I only said level 1, 2, or 3. What are you doing? What are you doing there? You guys are so funny. Oh, shoot. That's great, though. I love it. It's like everybody's like level 3, level 4, level 10. Okay, let's see how far we can go here tonight. And with your participation, I always open up more. I always like go a little bit further than what was planned, but I got to get through what I have planned because I think it's really good, right? Okay, so surprise you? Is that what you say, Meg? All right, I'll surprise you. Okay, well, let's get started here. I'm going to talk to you this evening. This evening for me, it's dark outside, but I'm going to talk to you as though you are preparing to make a difference in other people's lives. That's how I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you like you're going to make a difference, like you're actually planning and preparing to make a difference, like it is on your mind. You want to make an impact. You want to be a good influence, and you really want to get organized and do a good job doing this. That's how I'm going to talk to you tonight. And so I'm not going to talk to you like you're just kind of out there on the edge or whatever like that. I'm going to talk to you like we're having lunch or actually we're having dinner and I'm over at your house and we're chit-chatting and you're asking me questions. Hey, how can I make a difference in people's lives? And now that I'm having dinner with you in this story and we're at your kitchen table, I get to open up and share. And so I want to walk you down what I would share with you if I was at your kitchen table and what I would show you, what I think is really important to pay attention to. My 17 years of coaching and doing live seminars and working with people all over the world has taught me a lot. And hundreds of hours, hundreds and thousands of hours of teaching and training has sure showed me a lot about people and what's going on with us as a human race. And so got a lot to share with you here. Right off though, let me just jump right into what's being said here about being a hybrid coach. I get asked this question a lot, like, oh, so you're a coach? What kind of a coach? And I like saying to people that I'm a hybrid coach. And they're like, what's that? And I go, well, it's a mix between intuitive coaching and structured coaching. But I also use techniques. So I have a system. I use my intuition, my empath side, and I also use powerful techniques to open up people's potential. And usually the person I'm talking to is like, what does that mean? Like, explain that to me. And then I'll walk them through some of the steps of what I do when I coach. And then I tell them, I go, but my big passion right now is to teach other people how to be a hybrid coach, which you're intuitive, you're using a proven system to accomplish goals. And you're also, you learn techniques. And what is a technique? A technique is a process that exercises the mind, that enhances its ability to perform better. And all it is an exercise for the mind. Your mind has particular functions. And if those functions are not exercised, they get weak. And if you're weak-minded, you make poor choices. And when you make poor choices, you get poor results. So the magic sauce of life is making better choices, which means you need to exercise your mind so it's more clear, more sharp, it's a lot stronger, and it can't get whooped on by negative thinking or other people who are negative people. And so I really, really, really subscribe to the thinking that it's all about making choices. And the better I can make choices, the better I'm going to have better outcomes. I mean, the more I'm going to have better outcomes, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's all about making choices. So I want to make sure that my mind is really clear. So these techniques that I'm talking about in this sentence right here, these techniques are literal exercises you have your mind do to strengthen it and to clarify it so that it can really tune in and stay focused. Because you know what happens when you're not focused. Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat, what happens to you when you are not focused? Come on, it's confession time already. Get in the chat box and tell me what goes on. Yeah, you get stuck, you're unproductive, you wander, foggy brain, overwhelmed, everything goes shut. The unknown. Yeah, that happens too. Scattered, miserable. A lot happens, doesn't it? And so it's like, whoa, wow. If you're not on point, you're gonna, if you have a lazy brain going on, what happens is you're gonna make poor choices, you're gonna have poor results, and then you're gonna slip into misery. But your choices got you there. And where do your choices come from? It comes from your brain, it comes from your thinking. So these techniques that I teach my clients help them strengthen their mind. But now what I like to do is I like to teach up and coming coaches how to do these techniques, how to teach these techniques, how to use them for themselves, and also how to teach their clients. Because I want coaches to do better. You know, I mean, we want the whole coaching industry to actually raise its standards. Really, I think it's really time that all coaches over the whole entire world We get to raise our standards because people are turning to us more and more for guidance and for help. And so we get to raise our standards and be more prepared in how we teach and how we share with people we work with. So these techniques are huge, and we can talk about more of that about another day. But let's consider this. There's a lot of people in the world, right? A lot of people. And the way that it works right now with technology, you could be talking to anybody anywhere in the world. We have had the incredible opportunity from Three Key Elements, this company that I created 17 years ago. We have worked with people literally all over the world, and they did not have to travel. So you have the opportunity to influence the people that you live with, live around, and that you have direct contact with technology. The world is wide open. And there's a lot of people who don't understand how their life is happening the way it's happening. They understand why they're getting the results they get. And so they're looking for guidance. And so they're turning to coaches, to mentors, coaches, teachers, people that will help, friends, family. People are starting to turn to people to go, wait a minute, I read a book and it's not helping me. Can you help me? I watched a video and yeah, I learned something, but I have questions. Can I talk to you? The good old days of books and videos and these things to like try to fix everything, people need somebody to talk to. And so that's why coaches are becoming more and more and more in demand, is because people want somebody to talk to so they can ask questions and get clarification on what they need to adjust, where a book can't give that to them. All it can do is teach them. You cannot have a discussion with a book, and you cannot have a discussion with a video. And so people are looking to turn to people and say, hey, can I talk to you? I need some help. And so that's why there's such a huge demand right now for people who are thinking about teaching, coaching, mentoring, to get into it and get trained, get educated, get organized, so that when people come to you, you can do a good job and your standards are high in how you go about doing that. So huge opportunity right now in the world. And I love what I do. I love coaching. I love helping people because I can coach people anywhere I go. I don't need anything to go with me to teach and coach people. I really don't. I can meet somebody and coach them. It's like literally a skill you can take anywhere and use with anybody at any age. It's so cool. Okay, a little background on me, just really quick. I didn't do very good in school growing up. Anybody else? I just was not a learner back then. Pretty slow. I went to school, but grades were always at the bottom end of the scale. My mom always wondered what was going to happen to me because my grades are always so low. I mean, look how I would study. Check that out. That's me doing my homework, right? That's called meditating. So growing up, I was not in the education world. I just didn't do it. And I, even as a teenager, wasn't interested. I was more interested in the outdoors, horsebacking, fishing, camping, mountain hiking. I just love the outdoors. Well, as I got to be, to my end of my teenage years, and I was like, oh, okay, now it's time for me to find my cool wife. It's like, where is she? Well, I found her and we met. And this was the weekend that we met. And she's just a cutie pie, just an absolute cutie pie. We dated for a while. And it's like, you know what? I'm going to be romantic and I'm going to propose to her. So guess what I did? Remember, I'm an outdoors guy. Remember, I'm an outdoors guy. So I proposed to her by putting a note on the dead deer in the shed that I had harvested a couple days before that. I mean, the day before that, or the day of, actually. And so isn't that romantic? In the chat box, tell me. Is that romantic for me to propose while with a note on a dead deer while she's going to help me skin it? No? Oh, come on, Kathy. Vicky, you're saying no too? Well, at least Becky's laughing at me. Marcy's like, whoa, Kirk, yikes. I think it's romantic. I thought it was romantic. But the more I share the story, I find out it's not as romantic as I thought it was. So then we got married, right? We got married and we got married and I didn't have a job. Really, I did not have a job. And now remember, she married me knowing this. She married me knowing I did not have a job. So our first place to live was a single axle camper trailer. I didn't have a job. We didn't have anywhere to live. And we went on our honeymoon. And on the way back from our honeymoon, we were wondering where we were going to live. We literally had nowhere to live on the way back from our honeymoon. So we stayed in her dad's single axle camper trailer. Now tell me, don't you think that's like so impressive? So we got romantic. We got romantic in the proposal. And we also got, isn't that impressive? The single axle trailer. It wasn't even mine. It was her dad's. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a place to live. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with our life. We literally got married. You guys see what Becky just wrote in the chat box? She just wrote, nowhere but up. Oh my goodness. So funny. So yeah, that's my start, of being married and starting a life. I did end up getting a job in a warehouse. I started working in a warehouse and my job was to stack boxes. And I still have dreams about that job. In fact, I had a dream about it 2 days ago. I had a dream about it. I was like, whoa, I'm still dreaming about stacking boxes in a warehouse. That was a long time ago. But that was my first job, stacking boxes in a warehouse. And that's where I started. And when I was stacking boxes in the warehouse, and I'd worked there for about, I think it was about 8-9 years stacking boxes. I wondered what I was going to do with the rest of my life because I was stacking boxes. And there was only me and 2 other people that worked in the warehouse. So there's me and 2 other people. That was my full extent of knowing people. So from going from a warehouse stacking boxes to being a life coach and seminar leader and teach people all over the world, there's a lot that happened in between those 2 spots. Something changed. Something changed inside of me to go from the mindset of an hourly job stacking boxes, which is that's a job, right? I was making money. I was able to pay my bills, buy groceries, put gas in the vehicle. It was a job. But in between that, I got really bummed out about life because I couldn't do much. It was not satisfying. It was not fulfilling. And I really got bummed out, really down on myself because I felt like I wasn't living up to what I really could do. And I really didn't know what I was looking for. I remember watching on TV one Saturday morning, Wayne Dyer, and he was up on stage. He's a great, great teacher. And he's on stage and he was teaching an audience. And I remember seeing him on the stage and I went, you know what? That looks fun. That'd be cool. But how can I do that? I'm an introvert. How can I help people if I'm an introvert and all I do is stack boxes in a warehouse? I'm an introvert. I stack boxes in a warehouse. Nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody. Why would somebody listen to me? I mean, how much credibility do I have stacking boxes and, and that's it. That's all I got. Oh, and I just barely passed high school. What could I do with my life with that? So it's like, I didn't know where I was going, didn't know what I was doing. I just really didn't see much. I wasn't in on education at that point. I didn't no interest in going to school. I just really didn't know where I was going. Kind of a late bloomer. Well, because I didn't know where I was going, I got super bummed out, got super miserable, got super depressed. Really, really, really hit rock bottom. Started having suicidal thoughts. Like they were happening a lot. Like, why be alive? I mean, this is totally miserable. My boss would yell at me at my job. He was always yelling at me. All the time he was yelling at me. Bless his soul. but he yelled at me a lot. I don't know why half the time why he's yelling at me, but I got yelled at for lots of stuff. And so it was like, what am I doing? This is miserable. This is unfulfilling, not satisfying. It's not what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And I hit rock bottom. And when you hit rock bottom, the devil comes after you. And the devil comes after you and he starts saying things to you that kind of makes sense. Like run away, get away from your family, leave your wife and kids. It's just like really when you're down, the devil can talk you into doing anything. And then he started talking me into like, why even be alive anymore? And it made sense. It was like, okay, that makes sense. I don't know why I'm alive. Well, the good thing was Kim, my wife, she had a friend who she was talking to and telling her friend about our situation and about my issues. And her friend said, hey, why don't you guys come to a seminar? Oh, wow. I didn't know my little thing was going to happen. Whoa. Hold on. I got something happen on my computer. Okay. I took care of it. So she talks to her friend. Her friend says, hey, you guys got to come to the seminar. So we went to the seminar and I thought it was stupid. I thought it was dumb. I thought people were way too happy and it was all fake. Well, that night, I decided I did not want to go back to this dumb seminar. Well, the next morning, I was getting ready and I was really thinking about if I could really change, because I actually believed you can't change. The way you are is the way you are, and there's no way to change. Because I tried changing and I couldn't. And so I was like, that's it. You can't change. But as I was getting ready that second day to go back to this stupid seminar, I was like, thinking about, can I change? And I don't know what happened, but something crazy happened. As I was thinking about this, all of a sudden, this really hot feeling started brewing inside my chest. And then it just like exploded all throughout my whole entire body. And as that feeling happened, I heard the message: you can change if you learn how to do it. And this feeling just came over me. It's just immense feeling. And with that message that you can change, but I got to learn how to do it. I don't know where that power, now I know where the power came from, but at the time I was like, what? Why is this happening to me? But what it did is it motivated me to go back to this seminar, to go see what they were teaching, see what they were going through, what were they showing us. And I went back the second day and I was a whole different student. I was on the front row instead of the back row. And I was listening instead of folding my arms and just like drawing pictures on my paper. And I started really listening to what they were talking about. And I realized that they were beginning to open my mind to that I can change. Well, I finished that seminar. I loved what I learned. I applied what I learned. I used what they taught me. And over the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks, I started to change. And I got hungry for what else I could learn about how to change. And I got crazy about this of just like learning and testing and trying and using things to figure out how I can change my behavior, change my outcome, change my results. And as I was figuring this out, my life started to change. My attitude started to change. I started to get excited about life. I was like, what? This is amazing. And people are like, whoa, you're different. What are you doing? And I said, oh, come here, I'll tell you. And then I told one person. And then they went to go do what I shared with them, and they started to do better. And then they brought a friend back and said, hey, teach my friend. And then I taught another person, and then a small group, a larger group. And then before I knew it, I'm teaching workshops. I'm teaching seminars. Now, of course, there's time that went by, right? But it grew up to be workshops and these small seminars and being asked to speak at people's events. And I'm like, hold on a second. It's like I'm not a millionaire. I'm just barely a hundredaire. I'm trying to work on becoming a thousandaire. I don't know how to be a millionaire. I don't know how to do that. I changed and my attitude changed. I found something that works. And I was crazy passionate about it. And people noticed the difference and they wanted to learn from me. So here I am, a guy who stacks boxes in a warehouse, barely a high school graduate, and I'm teaching people. I get promoted at my job. Instead of stacking boxes in the warehouse, I get promoted to a manager job. And then I get promoted to another job. And I'm like learning tons of stuff, and I'm sharing with people. Well, now it's like, whoa, I got to do something with this. So I decided to leave my job and step out on my own and go teach people. Wow, is that an education? But here I am at that point, stacking boxes in a warehouse, trying to figure out how to change, learn some things, use those things until they worked. And I started to change. And then other people wanted to learn from me. I am like the poster child of becoming a life coach. Like, there was nothing that somebody could have guessed I was going to become a life coach or a seminar leader. There's no way that somebody could have said, you're going to do over 6,000 presentations. You're going to have 30 hours of training underneath you. You're going to teach audiences of 1,000 people every month for 17 years. There's no way that could have happened. Nobody could have convinced me of that. There's no way. But the thing that changed my life is I learned what to do to change. And when I say change, it's like, here I'm going through life and I get a particular result. But what if I want a different result? Can I adjust things to get that different result, to get it? Not just dream about it, but actually get it. Not everybody knows how to do that. And this is not brainwashing. This is not some weird stuff. This is like really practical things to practice to upgrade the way that your mind works. And so I started teaching people, and then classes happen, seminars happen, and then wow, I'm just like, how did this happen? Because I'm still Kirk. I'm still that guy that stacked those boxes, right? I'm still the guy who stacked the boxes. But it's like, now I'm teaching seminars, and people are like, these owners of companies, these CEOs, these super important people are coming to my seminars, and they're giving amazing testimonials that they're learning from me. Like, they're like learning things from me that they never knew. And it's like, what? So what happened was, when I opened up my mind to start to change, I really opened myself up to understand things, to understand how things work. So it's this beautiful process that when you activate the functions of your mind, what happens is it opens up your mind so you can see how things work and how they connect and how things happen. And that's what people don't pay attention to. We're all running around trying to make money and have enough money to pay for bills and buy food and put gas in our vehicles. And we don't really stop and go, hey, how do things work? So here I am, like, on TV and all these times being on TV and building this company and doing all these seminars. And it's like, this all started because I just wanted to change and be happy. But it put me on this road to like learn a lot about how to change. And now, after 17 years, I'm coaching, I'm training, I'm teaching people all over the world. Everywhere I go, I meet people that know me. It's crazy. I was down the Dominican Republic. I was on the island of Dominican Republic. Okay. So I'm clear down on an island, and I had booked a fishing trip. And so a taxi came to pick me up, right? I'm on an island out in the ocean. And this taxi comes to pick me up to take me to my boat to go out deep sea fishing. And as we're driving to the boat, the taxi driver says, I know who you are. And I was like, what? And he goes, I watch you on your YouTube channel. I go, you're kidding. He goes, you're Kirk Duncan. I was like, you're kidding. How do you know me? And he goes, my son and I, we watch your YouTube channel and we learn from you and we use it in our family. And he's sitting there telling me, he goes, our family is so much better because we watch your YouTube channel and we learn from you. And I was blown away. I was like, you've got to be kidding. I'm out here in the middle of nowhere in this ocean, on this island, and you know who I am. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I can't wait to go home and tell my son that I just met you. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm Kirk who stacks boxes. It's so crazy. It's like when you get excited about helping people, about the things that you've learned, the struggles you've been through, when you get excited about this and you're like, wow, I just want to pay this forward. I want to help people. Now, maybe not everybody's like that. I don't know. Maybe you don't want to help people. But I got to tell you, there's a whole new side to life when you really want to help people. Life makes more sense. When you decide you want to help people, your eyes are going to open up, your ears are going to open up, your heart is going to open up, your brain's going to open up, and you're going to be like just absorbing and learning things at a whole new level because you're out there trying to help people. And here's the crazy cool part is that when you go to help other people, guess who gets helped the most? You. Because you're learning these things and practicing these things and improving your life. So it's like you go to help others and you're the teacher, and you know how it's said, the teacher is the one who learns the most. So doesn't it make sense? You would want to be a teacher. If you want to learn the most, so you can make really good decisions, so you can be better at what you do in your life, you would want to be a teacher. Like really teach your kids, teach your friends, teach the people you know, but teach them. And what better topic than to teach a person than personal development, self-improvement. People who mock personal development and self-improvement, it's like, what are they thinking? It's like adults think that once they get older, they don't need any more schooling. They don't need any more education, but yet they can't hold themselves together. They can't move their life forward. It's like everybody needs personal development until the day you die. I had a woman who came to one of my seminars and she came in with her walker and I got off the stage and I went down to go meet her. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got to meet you. I said, how many birthdays have you had? And she goes, I'm 94. I was like, 94? I said, that's so awesome. I said, why are you coming to the seminar? It's like, you've lived a good life, I'm sure, but why are you at the seminar? And then she goes, I ain't dead yet. And I was like, I started busting out laughing. I go, no, you're not dead yet. And she goes, I got to learn this stuff to teach my grandkids. And I got to fix my kids. They're kind of messed up. And there she is, 94 years old at the seminar, taking notes on the front row. I mean, talk about like super dedicated, right? But anyway, okay, so I share this with you because I did not start out being a coach with like, how do you say that? I don't even know how to say that, like with a silver spoon or a gold spoon or whatever like that. But it's like, it wasn't really planned. I just wanted to learn how to improve and then do it, like make it happen, like set a goal and get it. That's what I wanted to learn how to do. How can I set a goal and get it? Because if I could get one little goal, I could get two. And if I could set another goal, I could get that one too. But I just could not figure out, how do you set goals and get them? And I'm talking like real, like substantial, tangible goals. Because I see other people that were doing it, but I could see a lot of people that didn't know how to do it. And they were like naysayers on goals. And it's like, wait a minute, we got to figure this out, because people who can set goals and get goals, they do better in life. And people who don't set goals, they kind of wander around and they complain a lot. It's like, it's a whole different world, goal setters. And then you have the not goal setters. You just have it's just two different groups of people. People who set goals and get goals. Wow, they take charge of their life. They're in charge of their life. Like they're going somewhere. And then people who don't set goals, it's like, uh-oh, something's always wrong. They're always mad at somebody. They're always blaming that somebody's not helping them or fixing their life or complaining about whatever. And it's like, wow, I don't want to be that kind of person. But I didn't know how to set a goal. And I'm going to share some things with you tonight to kind of help open up your mind to this. But I hope too that you're in the mode right now to go, man, maybe I should get into teaching or coaching or mentoring or facilitating or being a volunteer somewhere to help people. Because if you decided to really get into helping others, you are going to come alive. But you know what the first problem is, though? You think you have to know everything before you can help somebody. That's not true. You don't have to know everything. In fact, all you have to do is care. It's all you have to do is care. You can always learn. You can always add knowledge. You can always add experience. But you could right now, with what you know from life experiences, you are a walking bag of gold nuggets. That's kind of weird to say, but you're just like full of gold nuggets that you could be handing out to people from your experiences, from your life. But I don't know, maybe you're that kind of person that just kind of downplays your life, like you didn't learn anything. But we all have lessons we've learned. And those lessons we've learned turn into wisdom. They turn into advice. They turn into really smart things to pass on to somebody. If you've ever made a mistake, you've learned something. If you've ever accomplished something, you've learned something. And over the years of coaching people, what I've realized is that people just downplay their life. They just don't think it has value. They don't think they know things because they don't really do inventory of what they've learned over their life. Lessons learned. What did they learn from their mistakes? What did they learn from their accomplishments? They've never quantified it. And so they don't go help people because they don't think that they know anything. So I'm just going to say that I think a very cool position to get into is serve others one way or another. If it's a life coach, a mentor, a facilitator, an assistant at a school, a volunteer at your community, but to teach people, help people, be involved with making people's lives better. Now, if you want to be more organized than that, and you want to teach people like a curriculum, because I'm a coach and I have a curriculum and I have certain information I like to teach people because it changes their life. And I like teaching people what that curriculum is and the order of that and how to do that. I really love passing that on to up and coming people who want to become life coaches, because I didn't have that kind of help when I started. And so I like to pass that along. And so I just love that part. Another thing that happens when you really get into caring about yourself, you can change not just your attitude and not just your outcomes, but physically you can change. This is Kim and I on a beach down south of Cancun. We went on this trip and we're out on the beach and we took a selfie. A short time later, I think it was a year or 2 years later, we're back at the same beach and we took our picture. A little bit of difference during our personal development journey. Little bit of difference. It's like Kim is like two different people. It's like, whoa, what happened? Oh my goodness, what happens? What happens when you care and you get into changing and developing and improving your life by teaching people and helping people? You transform. You literally transform. You change, not just in your mind, not just in your emotions, but physically You come alive, more vibrant, loving life. You just want to serve. You want to make a difference. You want to influence. You want to help people who are struggling, help people who are goal setters. I mean, you can get into this. And if you're like, oh, I can't do this. Okay. If it's not your turn, it's not your time. I get it. But you're the one who got on the webinar. So I'm going to talk to you as though you are on the verge of like, I got to do something. I got to do this. I got to start helping people. But you literally can transform, not just the outcomes, not just accomplishing goals, but I think the most rewarding part is to physically come alive, and that the light in your eyes, your face, your countenance wakes up. It just wakes up. It's like, I'm alive. It's like, woohoo, let's do this thing. So lots of cool things can happen to you along this journey. It really can. Now, I got to make sure you understand this too. All this work that we've done and all these accomplishments that we've had, there's no way I could have done it by myself. I've had to have a team of people help me along the way because it's bigger than me. Like helping and serving people got bigger than me. So I needed a team, people to be on my team to help make this work. So it's not just the Kirk show. I got a whole team that makes this work because it's just bigger than me, which blows my mind that when you start serving people, it's going to get bigger than you. There must be some kind of power that fills in the people who want to serve. Because then you start to work with lots of people, and then you need people to help you, and then those people show up with their gifts and talents, and then you got awesome people helping you doing what you're doing. So a tiny little piece to put inside your head is more than likely you're going to have people help you as your vision, as your purpose starts to get bigger, as you go to serve people. And along the way, when I first started out, just so everybody understands this too, when I first started out, I could not afford the training that I was paying for. The seminars that I went to when I first started out, I borrowed money. I called Grandpa. Grandpa, can you help me? And Grandpa trusted me. And I told Grandpa I would pay him back. And he loaned me a bunch of money to go to some seminars. And I used what I learned and I paid Grandpa back. And I promised Grandpa I would always tell people that he was one of my first investors in my life-changing experience. But I love the fact of paying him back, because when I paid him back, he's like, wow, you really did do this. And I go, yeah. And he goes, wow, that really wasn't a, what did he call it? Oh, a scam. He's like, this isn't a scam, huh? And I go, no, it's real. Personal development is a real education. It's just that some people don't use it. I just happen to use it all the time. So my life started to change. So super cool, super cool. So I'm going to get into some things here about coaching. But I wanted to share that journey with you so you knew my come from. Like, I get it. Starting out, trying to figure out how to do this, I totally get it. And that's why I want to help. That's why I do this free webinar to help you, give you some insight, help you in where you're at in your journey so you can take that next step. You can move forward and just know that I'm out here rooting for you. I mean, I'm like, woohoo, cheerleader for you, but I'm not going to wear a cheerleader outfit. Just not, it's too cold outside. And so I'm here for you, to believe in you, to care about you, to nudge you forward, to tell you it's possible, to tell you not to quit, to tell you I believe in you, that really you're here to learn how to better yourself and turn right around and help somebody else out. While we're struggling, we can help those who are behind us struggling on the same path. Even though we struggle, there are people behind us coming up the path that need our help. Even though we're struggling forward, we can help people behind us who are struggling forward. There's always people to help. If you ever think you can't help people because you're struggling, you're faced forward way too much. You need to turn around and see all the people that are coming up the same path you are, and they need help. And there's about 10,000 of them. About 10,000 people coming up your path who need help. That you and your wisdom, your learning, your education, all the lessons you've learned would be just valuable to the people behind you. All the people that are in front of you, they are making videos, writing books, creating classes to help you. Well, why don't you do the same for the people that are behind you? Help them. If you're going to sit there and go, oh, I can't help you because I'm struggling, it's like, wait a minute. we need to open up your mind and go, there's 10,000 people who don't know what you know. That's a lot of people to help. And they're all over the world. And there's more than 10,000. But you can't get away with telling me that you're struggling with money, so you can't teach people. It's like, whatever. There's so many topics in life. Even if you're struggling in your relationship, you can help other people with their relationships. We usually give our best advice to other people. And we don't even do our own best advice. If you notice, you know what I'm talking about. We usually give our best advice and then say to ourselves, you know what? I should probably do that too. You know what I'm talking about? It's so funny. But it's like when you go to help people, it's like you start to find out what you know. I'm not kidding. Seriously, you can help other people even though you're struggling, because the best advice is going to come to the surface because you're serving other people. I know it sounds crazy, but you ought to try it because you're already doing it. You already give people advice and then go, wow, I should do that myself. So I got to show you this. It's kind of funny. We're traveling, we're on the road. And so we're visiting family. And so we're taking our trailer with us. And this is our mobile office. So this is how we set up our office. I just want to show you this. Right here is a hot cocoa can. Like hot cocoa, you make hot cocoa. This right here is our first aid kit. So this is like a makeshift office. That's so funny. But we have the first aid kit and the hot cocoa can for hot cocoa used for this desk to be able to make our sitting desk. And then today I did a standing desk. So here's my standing desk. This storage box plus the iron box for my mouse. And then here's our oven toaster. So where I could put my monitor on the oven toaster, and then I stand at the counter. So this is the standing desk. It's funny. This just happened, and I just wanted to show somebody, so I thought I'd show you. And this is our sitting desk with the hot cocoa and the first aid kit. So even after 17 years of training, 30,000 hours of experience, 6,000 presentations, 85 times on TV, 41 programs, and a global audience, you just might find yourself using a storage box, an iron box, and your oven toaster to make a standing workstation for you. I'm so human, you guys. I am so human. But the thing that I love is I love helping people figure out how to get through being stuck. Like, what's going on? Why are they stuck? Oh, well, the answer is emotional triggers. People who are stuck need emotional training, how to manage their emotions. And I love helping people get through their walls. And what is a wall? It is a mental limit. It means that person is maxed out. So their mind needs exercise. Back to this one, that person needs to know how to let go of emotions, how to process emotions. And these are two of my specialties: how to train somebody so that they can do emotional release techniques, and how they can strengthen their mind so that it will open up and not have limits. And so these two, I love to help people, because then what it does is it gives people a chance to get off of this plateau of living, which is still good. I mean, this is amazing to be consistent in life, right? But what if you wanted to do something bigger or different or better? Or maybe you know somebody who wishes they could do this. Wouldn't it be cool to teach them that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm talking to the right people here. It's like, wouldn't it be cool to learn how to do this and also be able to teach other people how to do this, right? So we've got how to get unstuck, how to get through walls, and how to get a goal. But unfortunately, this is what happens to people. They're just all over the place. And they're trying, right? They're trying, but they're just all over the place. And they're not upgrading their mind. They're just going off the old version, and they need to do the update of 3.0 version in their mind. And they're not doing it because they think, oh, I went to school. I'm smart enough to do anything in my life. But people are not. Just because they're older doesn't mean that their brain functions better. So we got to learn these things and practice these things and help people know how to do these things. So here's another thing that happens, and you might want to take some notes on this, because in your teaching people, this is something you want to know. Here's something really important you want to know. So this is showing that a large number of people like to learn, and they love learning. But when it comes to doing, there's a smaller group of people who can consistently do the work. But people love to learn. They read books, they study a lot, they take classes, constantly absorbing information. But when it comes down to actually people who are regularly doing the work and taking action, it's actually a smaller percentage. And why is that? I want to show you this. Super important to know. This is going to help you understand your spouse, your friend, your siblings, your parents, maybe even help you understand yourself. When we learn a bunch of information and it comes time to go do it, when we step across that line to go do it, what we're actually stepping across the line to go do is steps, like literal action steps, because this is the doing part. This is a lot of information, but now we're actually going to apply the information. Now, the reason why there's less people here is because along the way of doing steps, sometimes there's mistakes because it's something new that you've never done or they've never done before, and they run into a glitch or they make a mistake. And so now that they're making mistakes, they come to a stop, because now what's required is for them to learn what to adjust, because they keep making these mistakes and they can't move forward. So then this person goes back to learning. So there's learn, and then there is back to learning. And this ends up being this ongoing cycle. Oh, I learned some things. Oh, I made a mistake. I should go back to learning. Oh, I made a mistake. I should go back to learning. Oh, I'm going to try it. I'm going to make a mistake. And so a person gets stuck right here between learning and doing. And when they go back and forth over and over and over and over again, they kind of get tired of it. And so what happens is the person ends up just settling in to just learning and less doing. Because along the way, there was lots of different mistakes that they made, and they were embarrassed. People saw them make the mistakes. And so they get stuck in the learning zone. And there's a lot of people in this learning zone. But you know where we all want to be? We want to be in the got it done zone, the complete zone. Like you finished it. You got the goal. You finished the project. You accomplished what you wanted to. That's where we all really want to be. But if we get caught right here with all of these different mistakes and embarrassment and not knowing how to adjust things and not knowing what to do, a person can fall back and just get caught literally right in between this, between learning and doing, but they just do a little bit. Now, you probably know somebody in your family, maybe it's you, who's caught in this zone because they don't have somebody to talk to about what to adjust. They don't know what to adjust. They don't know what to fix. They don't know what's wrong. But for some reason, they just keep getting stopped by making mistakes. Like there's something they're missing. And this is where I was. I kept making mistakes. I kept falling down. I didn't know what to do. And so I got frustrated with life, thinking I could never change, right? But sometimes the things that we need to adjust are not just those things outside of us. Sometimes the adjustment needs to be inside of us. Let me explain. There's two types of problems to solve, or two different places to adjust. One is outside of us, and the other one is inside of us. Now, usually when somebody is in this zone and they're trying to go from learn to do to complete, and they get stuck right here, the first place they turn to fix things is on the outside. And they usually want to fix people. That's usually the first thing they want to fix. Is like, yeah, it's them, it's my kids, it's my spouse. That's generally the first pick, is like, yeah, the reason why I'm not making it is because of the people I live with. or the next thing they pick, they go, oh, I know what it is. I just don't have enough money. So then they pick that one. So there's this common inventory that people think that they need to have be different so that they can make it through this and be more accomplished. And the common things are fix the people around you or just have more money. Oh, the other one is I need more time. That's the common ones. I need more time. I need people to be better and not bug me and not waste my time. And I just need more money. If I just had time, people that would be, more controllable, and money, I would get every goal I want. That's how most people think. And that explains why there's a small percentage of people who make it to this zone over and over and over and over again. Because the majority of people try to fix their life by fixing what's on the outside of them. Trying to figure out how to get more time, trying to figure out how to control people better, or trying to tell people how to live their lives better so that they won't mess them up, and trying to get more money. And then, oh, let's throw this one in. Oh, I just need balance. Or, you know what? I just need some education, or I just need to be more healthy. I guess I would need a plan, a system, and a routine. But these right here are the most common. I mean, listen to people. They will blame time, people, and money first. That's where they'll blame. And they'll say that because of those, that's why they're not making it. But the truth is, the most important part to change is what's going on inside. This is the inside world. How you think, how you feel, and what you do. This is where the change happens. Sure, out here, you can manage your time better. You can manage your money better. You can manage people better. But if on the inside, there's no work done, these are not going to permanently change. And this is what happens. The common person won't even look under their skin for the issue. Now, I've been in the personal development world, right, for 17, 18 years. And I did this. I blamed the outside like everybody else. But when it came to changing, I had to stop trying to change this by changing jobs, changing people, trying to do something different with my money. It didn't work. And so when I started learning about what really causes change is what's on the inside. Now, the crazy thing is, this is inside of us. And how often do people look inside for what to change? I mean, it's getting better. Like there's more people starting to do it, but wow, do we have a long ways to go? A long ways to go. So back to this. So when somebody's trying to try to apply what they've learned and try to make a difference and do the new things, and they start making mistakes, they think they're doing something wrong on the outside, these things. And people tend to be their first issue. Time is the next issue, and then money is the next issue. And so then they're completely focused on this. They don't even look inside, or maybe they look a little bit and they don't know what to do with this over here. They just don't know. So they spend all their time out here and they're constantly frustrated. And why are they constantly frustrated? Because they're working on the wrong thing. This is where you focus to make change. This is what I did years ago when I had my big change in my life. I dove in to my thinking and my emotions and my behaviors, my thoughts, my emotions, and my behaviors. Like, this is the place you want to figure it out. And once you figure this out, how this works, you're going to be like me. You just can't shut up. You just start telling people everywhere, like, oh, you got to do this. This is amazing. But you got to know that people are going to go, oh, you're weird. Oh, are you talking about personal development? No, you just got to deal with your family. You just got to tell your spouse they need to be better. It's like, okay, try it. But trying to only fix this is a ton of frustration. You want to know why? Because on the inside, you're still wired to do the same thing. Your behaviors are the same, your emotions and your triggers are still the same, your trigger thoughts and your paradigms, your belief system is still the same. This is what causes the outside to happen. Your inside world creates your outside world. If there's anything you write down from what I'm talking about tonight, write that down in gigantic letters and stick it on your mirror and let this sink deeply into your soul. Your inside creates the outside. If you don't change anything on the inside, this doesn't change. It might adjust for a little bit, but then it drifts back. The way you are is how you interact with people and interact with time and interact with money. It's the way you are with things. So it makes sense that the source of issues is on the inside. That's the source. Because it comes from you. Now, I know you might be in the middle of being mad at somebody, and you're like, no, Kirk, it's my teenager. No, it's my spouse. No, it's my boss. No, Kirk, you can't tell me it's me. I'm not going to tell you it's you. I'm just going to tell you where the source is. So you're trying to tell me, Kirk, I'm the cause of all my problems? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said, if you want to change something, come here on the inside. This is the least understood part of a person's life. The least understood, which is baffling to me. Baffling to me that as kids, how many years of school did we go to? Why were we not taught about our emotions, about the way our mind works, and how to change it? Why were we not taught this? If you keep this from the people, they're going to keep having the same problems and they can't change. If you block this off, if you pretend like this doesn't matter, or you can't do this yourself, like, oh, you can't work on your emotions yourself, you're not licensed. Oh, you can't talk to your child about emotions because you're not qualified. You can't talk to your friend. You can't talk to your neighbor. It's like, why? It's like, this is ourselves. And it's like, people are so scared to talk about this stuff because they don't know how it works, because we weren't taught in school. What's up with that? And it's the very, very part that makes the difference in how we interact with everything else in our life. Everything on the outside of us that we interact with, everything, our plans, our education, our routines, our systems, our health, everything we interact with is connected to our insides. This is us. This is our source. This is our come from. This is who we are. And if out here it's not working, we literally have been taught, fix it out here. But it doesn't work. This would explain why 85% of people financially struggle, why money is such an issue for people, why people are arguing and fighting and just having massive issues, and they're hurt, they're offended, they're triggered. Why people still to this day struggle with time, because everybody's trying to fix it on the outside and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Listen to people's problems. Listen to what people struggle with. They're going to tell you the exact same things. Doesn't matter what country you're in. Doesn't matter where you're at. It's the same issues. It's a global problem. As I've coached people all over the world, and I talk to them about their thinker and their feeler, they just don't know. It's like they don't know how it works. But it's the reason why people don't spend time here. It's because they just don't know how it works. And so it's oblivious to them. And so back to this other chart, it's why people try to keep fixing the outside of their world, and why they sometimes get up here to finish things and complete and accomplish what they want in life. But most of the time they're spent right here. Wow, right? Are you getting something from this? I don't know. I hope I'm on track with sharing with you tonight something that's valuable to you to open up your mind. Is this valuable to you? Say something in the chat or click the raise the hand button. Because to me, as I was thinking about you, I was like, man, if they could get this, if I could turn their attention, to where it matters most. And some of you, you're going to go, man, I've heard this thing like 10 times, Kirk, from so many people, that it's here. So here you got me again, along with everybody else that you've learned from. You got to look inside. But how do I do that, right? How do you do that? That's where techniques, that's where coaching skills come into play, so that you can literally use techniques and coaching skills to adjust thinking and to manage those feelings and study your behavior so that you can change each one of these. If anybody tells you you can't change, I would not listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. But there's a lot of people who believe that all the work has to be done on the outside. So is all my issues because of what's inside of me? Well, on the outside of me, there are people. And guess what? There are people who are reckless, and there are people who hurt people, and there are people that just do things. If I want to change, I need to look at what's going on inside me so I can get stronger, lighter, and smarter. Write those three down: stronger, lighter, and smarter. Stronger in my thinking, lighter on my heart, so my heart is not heavy, and smarter because I can think clearly and make better decisions. Smarter, lighter, stronger, lighter, smarter. All three of those. Because it's like, that's what I want. That's what I want right there. Okay. So let me just take one more second here and talk about this. So in your pursuit of learning and in the pursuit of doing, guaranteed you're going to make a mistake. You're going to have glitches. You're going to make a mistake. You're going to forget something. This is normal. For some reason, the person who is trying to do the action to get up here to be at this level of accomplished and accomplish their goals and make the life that they want, for some reason, when they run into a few of these, they think it's some kind of sign that they're going the wrong way. And I just need you to know that it's just mistakes. These are just mistakes. If every time I ran into a mistake, I told myself, oh, this is a sign, I shouldn't do this, I would still be stacking boxes. I still would. Nothing wrong with that. It's a job, but that's where I would be. But I had to learn sooner or later that, hey, I'm going to make mistakes and it's going to feel like nothing's happening. It's just a mistake. And I need to find out, what do I adjust? And when I go to look at what to adjust, instead of having the outside be the winner all the time, I need to go adjust on the inside first and the outside. So I still make adjustments on the outside, but not only the outside. I got to pay attention, like, wow, there's something in my head, or there's something in my heart, or something in my emotions that's throwing me off here. Something's happening. Am I getting triggered? Do I have some negative, pessimistic thinking? What do I got to change? A thought or an emotion? I got to change something here. So I work on both, but I'm really focused on what goes on the inside. And sometimes people tell me I'm way too focused on the inside, but I'm a mechanic. I'm not a car mechanic. I'm a human mechanic. I look for what's not working, and then I like to help people iron those things out. So if you've ever wanted to have an incredible conversation, you and I should jump on a coaching call. We should jump on a coaching call. And if you stay to the end of this webinar, I'll tell you how you can earn a free coaching call. Okay. There's something you got to do, but I'm going to be telling you how to get a free coaching call. But just so you know, I do both, but I don't make the outside always the priority. I hope this makes sense. Oh, I hope this makes sense to you. Because if I was sitting at your kitchen table right now, this is what I'd be showing you to help you know that when you go to move forward and you run into these snags and there's these challenges that happen, that's all it is these are just mistakes because you're doing something new. And so when somebody else is doing something new and they're having all these things go wrong and they say, oh, this is a sign I shouldn't do this, I hope you're a good coach by saying, get back to work, take your next action step, and look for what to adjust. Just keep looking and find someone who's already made it. So if you ever want to get to where you want to go up here, right? And I'm just going to use this person right here. If you ever want to get to up here, you find somebody who's already done it before. And do you know what you call this person? A mentor. A mentor, a life coach that's done it before, somebody who's been there before, because they can tell you what to adjust. They can help you navigate through these issues and get there. So instead of trying to like, oh, I'm making all these mistakes, it's a sign I shouldn't do this, I should just go back to learning. No, don't fall all the way down. No, get yourself back up here. Get back up here. Find this person who's already done what you want to do. Who has already done what you want to do? Because if they've already made it, they've already completed it, and they've made it, they know what to do. For example, I've made $100,000 a year coaching. I've also generated $1 million a year in coaching. If you've ever wanted to generate $1 million in a year coaching, I can show you how to do that. I'm serious. I can show you how to do that. If you want to have clients from different countries, I can show you how to do that. If you want to have curriculum that's fantastic, that you could learn and teach techniques, and you want to be more intuitive when you coach, I can show you how to do that. Because I've made it. I'm there. I still have a lot to learn. I'm still growing. I'm still going to the next level. But while you're trying to figure this out, I could show you how to do this. I could share with you what to do and what not to do. I could show you what to adjust so you don't give up. Because you know this is where people give up. Your friend is going to give up right here. Your spouse who says, oh, this time I'm going to make it. If your spouse does not have a coach or a mentor, your spouse very well could get into the mix of the mistakes and fall back down again. Your spouse needs a coach. Your friend needs a coach. You need a coach. I have a coach right now. I've had lots of coaches. If I'm going to get to my next level, I better find somebody who's already made it, or I'm not going to make it because I don't know what to adjust. I mean, I could figure it out after a long period of time, but along that long period of time, amongst all these mistakes, it can wear on you. And that's where you've quit. That's where your friend has quit, your spouse has quit, your family members quit, is because they're in the mistake zone and they're there just too long and they get tired. They get embarrassed. They wonder if they're ever going to make it. But this is the person, a coach who's already made it, somebody who's done it, somebody that you know you can look up to and go, hey, I like what they do. I like what they're doing. I want to do what they're doing. And if you want to do what they're doing, then learn from them, whatever it is you want to do. So coaching is not just, get a goal off your goal poster. It's anything you want to be good at. You want to be more physically fit. Get yourself a fitness trainer, which is a fitness coach. Get a fitness coach. You want to be healthier? Get a food coach. You want to have a better marriage? Get a marriage coach. You want to be better and stronger financially? Get a financial coach. I mean, seriously, anything at all. It's like if you want to play really good basketball, don't basketball teams have coaches? Don't these professional sports have coaches? It's always about the team, but behind that team, there's a coach. Every basketball game I've watched, or football or soccer, on the sideline, there's a coach. But for some reason, some weird reason, regular everyday people think they're going to make it without a coach. But when it comes to sports, oh, you got to have a coach for sports. But what about your life? I mean, what about your life? What about where you're going. Finances, marriage, relationships, a business, anything you want to do. Find yourself a coach if you want to make it. Now, have there been people who have wiggled through all of this and made it by themselves? Yeah, look, this percentage compared to these levels. There's a small percentage. And if you want to go for it, go for it. I've tried being a do-it-yourselfer for so many years. And if I would have started out having coaches 17 years ago, I know I would be 10 times further than where I'm at right now. But I was so stubborn that I was going to do it myself. I was going to figure it out myself. And I burned up years of time, which I can never get back. Burned up that time. And I can't get that time back. It's already gone. I would be 10 times further. If I had a time machine and I could go back, it'd be like, get me a coach. I'm not going to do this by myself. Like, that was a waste of time, me just roaming around in all my mistakes to try to figure this out. And I thought I was so cool because I was just watching other people and picking up on different things they were doing. And I just thought, look at me, I can figure this out. But it took so stinking long to do it. But if there's something you want to complete, you want your house to be organized, you want your office to be organized, you want your business to be doing better, whatever you want it to be better at, you got to find somebody who already knows how to do it. And then you do an agreement with them, whatever that looks like. Then when you want to know what to adjust, guess who you call? Your coach. And you say, what do I do? I just made a mistake. Or I'm about ready to do something. Should I do this? And your coach will say, no, or yes, or adjust this. And your coach will help you. But you got to reach out to your coach, right? And ask, what do I do? What do I adjust? And then ask as many questions to your coach as possible. That's what you do. I've had coaches before where I didn't ask questions. I was waiting for them to call me and just tell me everything. I was so new at having a coach. I was so new at it. And then when you become a coach for whatever wisdom or smarts or education or experience or skills that you have, you are going to help people do the same thing. They're going to learn, they're going to have their action steps, but you're going to help them work through their challenges. Everybody struggles. Did you know that? Everybody struggles. Everybody. Struggle is not a bad word. I was at the gym this morning. So I'm at the gym and I saw this guy struggling lifting weights. Should I go to that guy tomorrow and say, hey, you should quit this? Those are obviously too heavy for you. You should really stop and go home. Should I tell him to so he doesn't struggle? I think this is why people don't go to the gym, is because it requires struggle. I don't know. You got to think about that for a minute. It's like, what? Wait a minute. But really, struggle is not a bad thing. As long as we're struggling forward or we're struggling with ourselves, we can get stuck in struggle because we're not asking for help. That's usually why people get stuck in struggle, is because they're not turning to someone and saying, help me. You guys, we literally need each other to get through life. I bet you could coach me and I would learn, and I would coach you and you would learn. Like, we could share, because there's areas of my life that I want to do better in. And there's areas in my life that I'm doing really good in. So we could all coach each other. But if you're struggling, my question to you is, have you reached out to somebody who is where you want to be? And if you haven't, just know that coaches understand. They don't judge you. They don't mock you. They don't tease you. They're there to help. That's why I love being a coach. I love helping people work through their struggles, take the next step, take what they've learned, help them through the doing part so that they can accomplish what they want to accomplish. It's the coolest feeling ever, is to get through these struggles and to make it. And then you move on to the next one. And then you have your next struggles. But then you get to figure out, like, you get to learn like how to get through those struggles. It's so cool. I love it. So this is like a really good diagram to use maybe at Thanksgiving with a family member, maybe with a friend at lunchtime, to show them where they are, that your friend is literally in the doing part, struggling, or they might be stuck clear down here because they're avoiding making mistakes because they got nobody to talk to about what to adjust. So if your friend is like, oh, I'm so stuck in my life, I don't know how to get through this stuff, you can say, oh, I know why. You're avoiding mistakes. You don't have somebody to talk to where you're going. You need to find a coach. Encourage your friends to find a coach. And if your friend says, oh, I wish I knew what to do, where to focus on the stuff in my life, you now can say to them, hey, there's two parts, outside, inside. And then you could draw this for them or take a picture of this right now, and you can just show them the picture. And you could say, hey, look, most people don't even look on their insides. They don't think that their thoughts and emotions affect them. And most people are going to focus on, oh, I have people issues, money issues, and time issues, and balance my life issues. Or I don't have a plan, and so you could, if your friend brings this up, you can say, oh, that makes sense. You keep trying to figure this out. You need to go to the inside. I mean, you're going to sound so smart bringing this up to a friend or a family member, or even at Thanksgiving. You know how you have those little side conversations at Thanksgiving? But you could be like sounding like really smart when you do this. And then when they say, well, what do I do on the inside? How do I do something different? What do I do here? And then you tell them this. Well, your brain needs instructions of what you want to do. And your heart needs some relief of what's been going on. So you need to write down what you want to accomplish this month, and then read it every day. And then your feelings, you need to write down all the feelings you have and get it out of you and put it on paper. And if it's really stuff that nobody should ever read, throw it away so nobody can ever read it. But if it's something you want to save, like for your journal, save it. But there's a writing exercise for both of these. The brain needs instructions on where to go, because if it doesn't know where to go, it's not going to get you there. And so you got to write down what you want to have happen and read that every single day and give your mind instructions on what you want it to do. And your heart gets dumped on all the time. Gets hurt, it's sad, it's frustrated, it's discouraged. And then somebody says something that mean, or somebody just is not cool to you. And all these feelings pile up on top of your heart. And when your heart gets piled on top of, it makes you crunchy. It makes you ornery. And then you're short and snappy with people. So your heart needs to be unloaded and your head needs to be uploaded. So unloaded, uploaded. So you need to upload the plan, the written plan for the month, what you want to accomplish. And you read that every morning. And then your heart needs an unload. every day at the end of the day. So in the morning, you upload to your mind where you're going. And at the end of the day, you unload your heart from all the emotions that got dumped on you, piled up on top of you, and probably got absorbed by your empath side all day long. So you need to upload and unload so you can keep balance on the inside. So when your friend or the person you're with is like, what do you do here? I just gave you a really basic, simple process to get them started in the right direction. Now, of course, there's all kinds of deeper, further training on different techniques to use to upgrade the mind and to manage emotions. But this is the great start. Upload, unload. And when you do the upload and you do the unload, what happens is you supercharge your mind and you lighten your heart, which causes you or causes the person to feel more motivated. When the brain gets or the mind gets more clear about where it's going, and it has the energy of heart to take action, that generates motivation. Upload, unload causes motivation. Motivation is a byproduct of the function of the mind and the heart. It's a byproduct. When you're more clear and you feel lighter in your heart, you will feel like doing things. And you'll find yourself getting up and doing things. But if your head is without instruction, it's going to be confused. And you're not going to know where to go, which means you're going to wreck and crash. And then if your feelings are piled on top of you, you're going to feel heavy. And when you feel heavy, you're going to want to eat so that you're feeling heavy and your body becomes more heavy, actually matches. So if your heart is heavy, then your body has the feeling like it needs to be heavier. So then you're going to eat all the junk food. And so you want your mind to be clear and your heart to be light. That generates motivation. So instead of being the outside, being the number one focus, make the inside the number one focus. And just so you know, and all of us know, this is the last place people look to make changes. It's the last place. But as a coach, I know where to start. When people are telling me all these things are a mess, I take them inside. It's like, we get to start here. And I can't tell you how many times somebody has says, oh, well, that's not going to do anything. It's like, oh, the one who never looks inside is going to tell me if this is going to work or not. It's like, what? Are you serious? It just makes me laugh. It makes me laugh when they say, well, this isn't going to do anything. It's like, I know. You just now told me you have no clue about the power of the mind and the power of emotion. These are two incredible powers. When somebody is clear about what they're doing and they have the energy of heart to do it, do you know that this person is unstoppable? They're unstoppable. But do you want to know how to stop somebody? Scramble their brains. They have no idea where they're going. And then cause them to feel scared, afraid, frustrated, disappointed, so their heart is heavy. This person is not going to do anything. Easily controlled person. Easily controlled. And they're just going to just curl up in a ball. But yet I have people who say, Oh, working with your thoughts and feelings, that's not going to do anything. It's the two main powers that are inside you, your head and your heart. Go read the Bible. I'm not turning this into a church service. Go read the Bible about the head and the heart. And you'll see over and over and over again how important it is that the head and the heart work together. And if they work together, that person is unstoppable. They are fearless. They are full of love. They're full of forgiveness. They have faith. They have belief. They empower people. They lead people. I mean, what is a good leader? Somebody who thinks clearly and has a huge heart. These are the two powers. But yet, they're covered up. People want to focus on the outside. This is the problem with what's going on in the world, is that people are focused on the wrong thing to fix what's going on in their life. And even after all the YouTube videos, even after Tony Robbins, Bob Proctor, and all these global trainers, we still have 85% of people in the United States who struggle with money, even with all these gigantic global trainers. And you know why people are still struggling in relationships and with money and with time and balancing their life? Because they don't have somebody to talk to who knows what's going on. So all these global trainers can't fix the world. That's why there's such a high demand for you and me to help people. I could teach you so much about this and how this works. I mean, would you want me to teach you? Would you want to learn from me how this works? I mean, really, seriously, in the chat box, tell me, or click the raise the hand button. Would you want me to teach you more like the techniques? Because over the years, I've developed, oh, wow, I lost track, like over 50 different custom techniques to help people balance on the inside. My brain is constantly thinking about this, like how to help people. And I meet somebody and then how to customize that technique to serve them so that they can have a lighter mind and more focused mind, and their heart is lighter, so that they are highly motivated, highly focused. I mean, this is the thing. This is it. This is like the two powers. The two powers. Oh, if you lived a life where your head and heart were connected, do you know what would happen? Do you know what's between your head and your heart? Do you know how this works? I don't know if you know how this works, but do you know that your heart and your head, in between, what's between your head and your heart is your voice. It's your vocal cords. So when your head and heart connect, you can't shut up. You just want to teach people. You want to help people. You just want to just go, 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 go. Because it's like, you feel alive. You feel amazing. And this is what happened to me, is when my head and my heart started to connect, because I got the weight off of my heart and I got the confusion out of my mind. They connected and my voice opened up. And now it's like, whoa, I just teach all the time. I coach all the time. And there's always something to say. It's like this conduit, this channel of inspiration happens to teach people. I really believe that there's an unlocking that happens. And I've seen it happen with my very own clients, because this is my secret agenda. I'm sharing my secret agenda with you, that if I can open up their mind and we can clear out the cobwebs and clear out the trash in their mind, and then we get all the weight off of their hearts, then guess what? They just want to talk. They just want to teach people. They want to just share. And it's like, I almost cry every time when I see this happen. It's just so amazing when a person comes alive. But let me show you something though. Watch this. If their head gets messy, if their heart gets heavy, guess what happens to their voice? It pulls back. It pulls back. And it pulls back because their thinking and their feeling isn't connected. And so their voice pulls back. And guess what? They don't talk. They don't teach. They don't share. And this could be you. You could have like incredible wisdom, massive inspiration, but your voice is like stuck. It's stuck. Your voice is stuck. You won't open your mouth. You won't share. You won't teach. You won't put it out there. And it tells me your head and your heart's heavy. Your head's a little messy. Probably got some trash in there. We got to clean up. And you got this going on and your voice pulled back. But you know you're supposed to teach. I get it. I encounter this all the time. And this is why I'm talking to you right now. So you know, I know what's going on with you. I know what's happening inside you. Why you are not stepping up to what your purpose is. Why you're not stepping up to what you could do is because you don't know how to unlock yourself. You don't know where to go. You don't know how to do this. And this is what I do all the time, full time, is I unlock people. And what would happen if you became unlocked? If your thinking was clearer, if your heart was lighter, and your voice opened up, your voice. Now, I don't know if you've read the Bible. I don't know if you read Genesis. Do you read Genesis? It's the first book in the Bible. And I don't know if you read the stages of creation. But if you read in Genesis, where it talks about the creation, and it says, in the beginning was the Word, the voice of God. The voice. Your voice, when you speak, goes out to the people. When you speak, it makes commitments with time. When you speak, you could cause people to see your value. You could cause people and your systems, your calendar to be more in balance when your voice is open and thriving. But when your voice is tight and sharp and hurt and retracted, no wonder the rest of your life is barely holding together, because it's your voice. And your voice is under lockdown because your thinking and feeling is not cleared up and your voice isn't out. And so then now you got all these problems. And so, I'm saying too much. I'm saying way too much. Okay, I got to back off. But I just get into coach mode because I want to help you be an influencer. I want to help you. I want to open you up so that you can do a great job with, if you have a family, with your kids, with the kids that you know around you, with your siblings, with your friends, with your family, your coworkers, the people around you. You could be moving and inspiring them with your voice, the power of your voice. But that voice does not come unlocked unless your thinking and feeling is taken care of, but your thinking and feeling won't get taken care of, and your voice won't open up if this is the last thing that's thought about. And this is the only thing that you go to fix your life, which that's what everybody does. So that's how it works. This is why I'm like, I can't get to everybody. If Tony Robbins And Bob Proctor can't get to everybody. I can't get to everybody too. So what do we need? We need more people like you to get fully active in teaching. We need you to like, come on, come help. I'll teach the people I'm connected with. You teach the people you're connected with. And then we got to empower other people to start teaching so that they can teach the people they're with. And we got to like pay this forward. We got to like wake people up so we can reach the people before our humanity falls apart. And seriously, you're watching what's going on in the world. Humanity is like taking a massive hit. It's like, okay, I'm not going to just sit around watching this happen. When I die, when I get over there, I want God to high five me and go, Kirk, that was awesome, man. You totally went for it. I want a high five from God, and then I want a hug. But I want a high five that he knows I did everything I could. I did everything I could to help the people where it counts. So much to talk about. But this is so good. Tell me if this is good. Am I like, you're there? You're hearing me, right? I hope my microphone's still working. I can't see you, but I'm like with you, but I can see you. And we're sitting at the kitchen table still, right? Right? We're still sitting at the kitchen table. Oh my goodness. So I want to teach you more about this. And maybe you are already part of my coach fast track program. Maybe you've been to some of my classes before years ago, my seminars. Maybe this is the first time you've ever met me, because that's probably happening too, is you're like, whoa, dude, I'm just barely getting to know you. And you're like, wow, you're like on the box preaching it. But it's like, I just get excited because I see how this works. And I know I can't reach everybody. So that means I got to inspire people to get into this too. And so that you can have people you teach. You can be doing webinars. You could be doing classes too. You could be teaching people, and I could teach you what to teach. Like, let me just save you a ton of time. You know how I'm talking about learn and do? How about let me be this person and say, hey, this is what you do. Let me just like coach you so that you don't have all these challenges. Maybe you got one or two little ones that, you have this little like learning experience, but you get through them. I want you to be here, like living your life purpose. I don't know if you want to be there, but that's where I want you to be, because I know what it's like to be here. I know what it's like to be here. I know what it's like to be here, and I know what it's like to be here. And I like this a lot better. This is so much more exciting, so much more fulfilling, so much more real. And I want to share. I want to teach. And if you're in that mode of like, yeah, I want to learn, then this is a good match. And I'm glad you're here learning from me tonight. Okay, so I took a risk to share this tonight. I hope this makes sense. That when somebody is wondering what to do, adjust, and they say to you, I don't know what to do, I got all this stuff happening, you can say, there's two places. You can keep working on the outside, and we can talk about that. But I really seriously think we need to talk about the inside. And they're going to be like, what? Are you a psychologist now? No, I'm not a psychologist. But I can talk to you about this because this is real. And you could share what I just shared with you. And the person is going to be floored. They're going to be like, where did you get this? Like, this is amazing. They're probably going to cry because you actually are touching on something they had no idea. And remember, the upload and the unload generates that motivation, because that's what we want for people. We want them to be able to take action. We want them to be able to do the work and keep going and not give up, right? So this sounds like probably a Thanksgiving conversation, maybe the next time with your friends, maybe if you're dating someone and you're out on a date with them and they're like, man, I don't know what to do about this. Take a pad of paper with you, because then you could draw this out and really help them out. So this is one small part of coaching content I got to share with you tonight. I know it's big, but it's also, in my world, it's one component of a very, very large picture of coaching. I love talking about coaching. I love thinking about the people out there and the fact that we can help them. And I hope you've been thinking about the people you want to help. I don't know, maybe you want to help parents that are struggling. Maybe you want to help young couples, get their families started. Maybe you like working with older couples with their life and where they're at. Maybe you like to help people who are dating or they're trying to build a relationship, or single parents. I don't know where your heart goes, like to what group of people, or entrepreneurs who are trying to figure things out, or those who are single, or even the teenagers. They're trying to figure out life. I mean, our heart can be pulled in so many different directions of like who we feel called to serve. And maybe it's the youth. Maybe that's where your heart gets pulled to. But any of these people that I just showed you, the content I just taught you tonight, you can use with any of those people. That's what I love about what I've learned, is that the content that I teach and the content that I have works with any person, because it's the inside functions. And let's say if you were to step into my world and I got to step more into your world and I got to share more with you, everything you would learn from me, you could coach anyone about anything, because it has to do with the functions of who they are. It's the inside of them. Now out here, there's some specialties, right? Because there are all these different specialties about life. But on the inside, it's the same game. Like you can work with people and help them get more balanced on the inside. And there's so much more. But it almost sounds like I'm trying to recruit you. That's what it sounds like, doesn't it? It sounds like, are you trying to recruit me, Kirk, to cause me to be a coach? Well, I'm just thinking, if you have certain people on your mind, the teens, the single adults, the single parents, the entrepreneurs, whoever it is, the young families, the struggling people, whoever it is that's on your mind, like, oh, I wish I could help them more. Let's get after it. Like, don't put this off. What are you doing putting this off? Oh, wait, I know why you're putting this off. I have a chart about you. You're right here with the big glitches. This is where you're at. You're in the learn, kind of do zone. I know where you're at. You're like, oh, Kirk, I'm trying, but I just feel like I got to learn 1,000 more things before I can figure this out. No, you need a coach. You need a coach. You need me to ask questions to me and say, Kirk, what do I adjust? So that you can get through that. That's what you want, is you want me as your coach with this kind of content, so I can coach you through the mistakes and the things you don't know, so you can get where you got to get to, so you can serve the people. Get up here. It's like I'm really saying to you, get up here, get through this. But I mean, you can keep trying to do it yourself. If you want to earn that trophy, that's fine. But if you want to save time and get to the people you really are feeling called to work with, then hire me as your coach. But let me tell you how that works. I'm hiring me as your coach, because it would be just an absolute amazing experience to get to share with you. It's like, I wish we could do a webinar every night. We could just put our cozy clothes on. I mean, it's cold where I'm at. So it's like, put your cozy clothes on and let's connect and talk about coaching, right? Okay. So I've been building training programs for many years, and I know how to build coaching programs. Every one of these classes here literally was a seminar, but more importantly, it was literally a coaching program taught in seminar style. So I know how to do that. But now what I do is I coach people on how to build their own programs. So I know how to do it myself, but God asked me and gave me the direction to go teach other people. I keep leaning on my keyboard, sorry. Go teach other people like how to do this. But the problem that I see that people have is that they don't have content, they don't have a program, they don't have worksheets, they worry about their logo, the website, the social media. I totally get that, because that's where I was when I started. Like, I didn't have hardly anything, and it took forever to get started. So when God got a hold of me and said, hey, stop doing seminars, help the people. This is exactly what he said. He said, whoops, let me just cover this up. He said, there are people who are gifted, who have special gifts about how to help people, but they don't know how to get started. Help them. Teach them so that they can serve the people that are going to come to them. And it's like, wow, we had a big company meeting. We changed everything we were doing. I told my team, hey, we got a very special mission here to teach people how to do this. And we got to get organized. We got to build this in a way so that they can get started and be successful at what they're doing. And so as we were thinking about what to add to this program that we could use to help you do better, we thought, okay, we got to pull together amazing content, what I've been teaching for years, build them a facilitator guide, have training videos, an incredible program that works, professional worksheets, give them some coaching every single week so they can ask questions, they can get their questions answered every single week, teach them really how to hold an appointment, because there's a real art to that, to do a great appointment. And then for me to have a chance to talk and share every single week. And then, of course, how do we upgrade the mindset to help them with their mind and their heart so that their voice will unlock? So we put the program together, and the program is called the Coach Fast Track Program. But we have a new part to the Coach Fast Track program. It's called the Quick Start. The Coach Fast Track program itself is this really incredible, very, very strong, big program. But we have another portion of this program called the Quick Start, which focuses on the first phase of the Coach Fast Track program. And so the reason why we have this portion of the Coach Fast Track called the Quick Start is for people who just need to get in, get the content, get training, get coaching, and literally just get the ball rolling at a very quick pace. And so I'm excited to be able, I think we sent out an email just a couple of days ago talking about this, but this is my first time I actually get to talk about this. I'm very excited about this, because I know this is going to give so many more people a chance to learn from us how to coach, because it's very affordable and makes it a lot more doable for people who are just getting started. And so I just want to just take a quick moment and just tell you how this works. And then I'm going to tell you at the end that there's a bonus that you can earn if you were to register for the Quick Start program. There's a bonus you can earn where you and I get to have some personal coaching time. Like, I get to talk to you, like you and I can jump on a Zoom call together. Like, that's one of the bonuses. I think it'd be so cool to jump on a call with you, like a Zoom call, see each other, and I get to spend time helping you. I think that'd be so awesome, because I love helping with program content, coaching, even on your own personal development. Oh, it would just be so cool. So I want to just tell you about that really quick. Okay. So the Quick Start program It's got some live coaching every week. Now, this is a program that goes for 2 months. 2 months. You got live coaching every week on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. You got my team, you got mindset training, and you got me every week for those 2 months. I mean, imagine we've been together for like 2 hours right now. Imagine if we could do this for like 2 months, what you could learn. Then the second part here, right here, you get access to our online training site for phase 1 of the Coach Fast Track program, which includes how to coach, what to coach, how to be paid as a coach. This first phase is just incredible, and it has the content you want to learn to be able to teach when you're coaching people. Now, if you wanted to turn this into a business and have paid clients, oh my goodness, you definitely can turn this into a business and earn and get a return on your investment. In fact, within 3 clients, you could get a full return on your investment in being in this program. So this is very well put together to be able to support you in getting started, to be able to do a great job getting organized quickly, having content, having curriculum to teach, having worksheets to use for your client, and a facilitator guide for yourself. And you also get a license from 3 Key Elements to use our content. Like, all of that comes together in this quick start program that is another level of the Coach Fast Track program. So you got coaching, the very thing you need to be able to get up to that next level, like we've been talking tonight. Get coaching not only from me, but from my expert team who's been with me for years, teaching seminars, working with clients. They know a ton. So you got me, you've got my team, and you also have some incredible inside coaching that will help you with your mind and your emotions so that you can create that connection between your mind and emotions. So we literally have exactly what you're looking for to get started. Exactly what you're looking for. So with this, let me go back to these details really quick. With the content, the license, the online training site that literally will walk you through. Oh, I have a picture of that right here. So our online training site, I've built these incredible training videos that literally will walk you through some incredible coaching steps. In fact, this process right here, called the discovery process. It's going to be kind of weird to tell you this, but like when I finished this video, I sat there in front of my computer and I just started crying. Like I did. I was like just crying, and these tears were going down my face because that was so good. It was so good. When I finished it, I was like, that is going to change people's lives. Like, learning this process, this one video, is just, oh, it's so good. I don't even know what to say. It's so insightful. It's so amazing what you can do with this conversation with another person. Like, you learn this, you'll use this for the rest of your life. When you talk to people, when you listen to people, when you talk to people, it is the video. So you do this program, get to this one, and I'm not kidding, watch this training like 3, 4, 5 times and just let it soak in what it's about, what you're learning how to do, how to connect with people, how to listen to people, and how to literally help this person understand themselves at such a great level. So I just had to tell you, I even took a screenshot of it because I wanted to show it to you, just what you're going to get from this, because we want you to be successful. So as we put together these worksheets and facilitator guide and training videos for you, We know that you're going to end up teaching people. We want you to feel confident. We want you to feel qualified. We want you to feel like you can talk to people and approach people. And to have such great content that looks professional, and for you to learn from these training videos so you can draw diagrams, you can explain things. You don't even have to hardly know anything before you jump into this. You could be an absolute beginner and get into this quick start program, and you will be elevated to such a high level of understanding in such a short amount of time, 2 months. Like, you'll be shocked about what level you get to from what you're going to learn in this quick start program. So many great things. So many great things. My team is here for you to answer questions. Oh, there's just so many slides to show you here, but I just want you to know, let me just see here what else I have for you here. I need to say this part. I got to cover this. You're going to be taking action on what you're learning. There's education, but there's application. This is not a program you just sit and watch and then that's it. I get you up and doing things, meaning using the coaching material that you're learning. Because if you can learn it and do it, now it becomes part of you. And that's the best place to get to, is when your teaching, your coaching, your mentoring that you can do for other people comes naturally from you. It's not something you have to like push to have happen or try to remember things, but learning and applying just makes you coordinated. It helps you get your act together. So when you're in front of people or in front of a person, you literally look so confident doing it. Because I want you to look good. I want you to be able to do a great job. I really do. Okay, so I got to get to this part because I'm talking a lot here, and I gotta share this with you. Okay, so the Quick Start program. To register for the program, go to 3ke.to/quick start. That's how you register. 3ke.to/quick start. And as soon as you register, you then are going to have an onboarding call. You'll have a call that's scheduled with Ammon. He's on my team. And he then is going to walk you through the program. And then after you have your onboarding call, then you will step right into having and being part of the weekly coaching and getting access to the online training. And so you literally will start that next week. As long as you're available and it's ready to go and you're ready to go, you will be right into our weekly training, having access to the content, learning the content, using the content, and then being part of my coaching that happens every single week. So this is where you register, or you can scan this on your phone. You put the camera, you turn your phone to the camera piece, and then then you go to stick the camera on that, and then it will pull up a link and you click that. And that's where you go to register for this Quick Start program. And again, it's 2 months, access to the online academy. You get 2 months of coaching. You get 4 coaching principles and all the worksheets and a license to use the content you're learning from me. Tons of great, powerful coaching part. So I want to just bring this up. There's a bonus. If you are one of the first 5 people to register, you have to be one of the first 5 people to register. I'm putting a bonus in here that you will get 2 1-hour personal coaching sessions with me. And those you can use anytime over the next 4 months. You got 4 months to use them. But you'll get 2 1-hour personal coaching appointments with me. And during those personal coaching appointments, they are your appointments. So if you want me to help you with coaching skill, if you want me to help you with content, or your own personal development, or maybe you're up against a wall and you need some help, but you've got me for 2 1-hour personal coaching appointments. And I'm just so tickled I get to work with you and help you. So I love this. I love coaching. I thought this would be a cool bonus to add. And so, but you got to be one of the first 5 people to register for the Quick Start program, which is a 2-month training course to teach you how to coach other people, how to coach. And if you want to turn it into a business, you can turn it into a business. You can, because the training's there, but you don't have to create a business. You can do this for the education and be able to have the education to use in coaching people around you. Great skills to use for your family, for if you have a team, if you have built a business and you have a team. This is incredible coaching. You can learn from me on how to help your team even improve their performance and what they're doing. But if you're one of the first 5 people, you get this bonus of 2 1-hour personal coaching appointments. Now, my 1-hour coaching appointments are $950. So it's like, whoa, it's like, so that it's a huge bonus to you. I don't have any of those personal appointments available. I did that for a while, and then my schedule got full, and because of all the things I'm doing right now. And so I actually don't have any 1-hour personal coaching appointments that are even available, but I thought I'd put this on here as a bonus for the one. You have to be one of the first 5 people to register. And so again, how you register is you go to 3ke.2/quick start. It takes you straight to the registration page. It tells you all the details about the program, but it takes you straight to the registration page so you can be one of those 5. Then there's one more bonus I thought would be cool to put in here, is I have a document where I keep track of my lessons learned as a coach. Like really, like the mistakes I've made, like, oh, wow, never do that again. Like the mistakes I've made in appointments, the mistakes I've made in teaching classes and seminars. And I write what's wrong, what went wrong. And then I write what I need to do to fix it. So I've kept this journal for a long time. And so there's a lot of incredible things that I've saved in this journal. And if you're one of the first 10 people to register, you get a copy of this. I'm going to share it, but I got to tell you, there's some personal things in there, but you need to know this kind of stuff, like what to watch out for and what to learn. But I thought it'd be cool to share with you some of my lessons learned so you don't have to make the same mistake. I would rather you make higher level mistakes instead of all these newbie mistakes. You don't need to make these newbie mistakes. Let me like coach you through that. And then you could read through this that I have. And so you can see and learn from what's happened in the past. Oh man, so many things I've learned because I've gone through that learning process, right? So I thought, oh, this would be cool to do. And so, yeah, I want to share this. So you got to be one of the first 10 to be able to get this. If you're number 11, 12, then sorry, you missed out. Okay, so that's bonus number 2. So if you're one of the first 5, you get both bonuses. Does that make sense? You get both bonuses. So I just wanted to add that because I thought it'd be super cool to share with you because I love sharing. The main part about this whole experience is you getting started, being able to get the education, get the opportunity to learn techniques, learn the process of coaching. Because guaranteed, somebody's going to come to you and they're going to have an issue. And they're going to be looking to you to know what to do. So let's get you prepared. And I'm not kidding. There's going to be a lot of coaching happen over the next couple of years. People don't know how to manage their emotions. They don't know how to manage their thoughts. And because they don't know how to manage their emotions and they don't know how to manage their thoughts, they got a lot of troubles happening in their life. And they're trying to fix them on the outside. But if I can help you be smarter, and have the inside understanding, you can help people sort out what's going on, which could save a marriage, which could save a business, which literally could save a life. Too many people are taking their lives and choosing death by suicide, and they're struggling. And you might have people like that come to you who are really struggling inside their head. They're really struggling inside their heart, and they're like about ready to give up on life. And yes, there are suicide hotlines. And yes, we turn to those, right? We turn to those for help and support. But what if you're in a situation and you need to do something in that moment to bring clarity to them? I really believe every single one of us need to understand, how does the mind work and how does the emotions work inside of a person, so we can do something. Instead of sitting there going, I don't know what to do, it's so much better to be prepared. So much better to be prepared. And this is your life calling anyway. This is your purpose. This is your life calling. So instead of putting this on the back burner, instead of like waiting and trying to figure out what to do and where to go to start, I got it organized for you. This is called the Quick Start Program, and it's for you. It was built with you in mind, and we're here for you. The coaching, the training, the answering the questions, because if we can answer your questions and give you the training, then you will get through this part and get to this level of reaching that level of accomplishment, of reaching your goals, finishing projects, finishing what you start, because you have the mindset of this at this level. That's what I want to share with you. That's where I want you to be. And if you want that, then give me a chance to train you. Give me a chance to work with you. And again, if you're one of the first 5 people, you also get 2 one-hour appointments. Would love to spend time with you. And we do them by Zoom. They're not in-person appointments. They're by Zoom. And so we like this. And so we do the Zoom appointments. So you can live anywhere in the world and you don't have to travel. You don't have to drive. We just use Zoom, and we can jump on a Zoom appointment. And then on your side, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to record each of these sessions, because you'll want to go back and listen to it again, because it'll be packed full of incredible training specific to you. And as I'm coaching you on these appointments, I want you to know I'm going to be looking for opportunities to be able to give you custom techniques to help you to be able to move forward. I'm not going to just give you standard answers. I'm going to be listening to you, where you're at, where you're going, what you're doing. And so I can customize what I'm going to coach you with and give you techniques that you can use specific to those experiences that you're going through. And so what a great opportunity. I really hope I get a chance to have these appointments with you. It'd be really cool. Okay, I could talk forever. I gotta go. You gotta go. But I hope you're one of these first 5. Jump in. Be part of this. I promise you, you'll be so grateful you've got this training. So 2 ways you can get there. Go to this link. You just type it in or scan this code. Go there, register. And then you'll have your onboarding call, and then you'll be welcomed right into the weekly coaching, the online academy. And wow, the next 2 months are going to be amazing for you. All right, super cool. Thank you for showing up here. And I love you. And thank you for just being who you are, right? And don't you love that the world right now is full of miracles? With all the crazy stuff going on, you know that there's miracles still going on. Keep your eyes open. Watch for them. There's a lot of good happening in the world. There's still a lot of good. And we get to be part of that, right? All right, super cool. All right, love you guys. Have a good night. See ya.